Hi.
Hello.
Um, before we start anything, please purchase a Catharsis sweater. The link is below. And the workbook as well too. So if you want a workbook or a
Yeah.
Catharsis sweater, please look at the description box below. All right. We
Yes.
were thinking of doing an integration today. Actually, we are, right? It's been a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah.
Collective
And
integration.
like you've been working on a lot of
Yeah.
things related to trust,
Trust. Yep.
and I've been really feeling into also trust, but like
Yep.
surrender into creativity,
Mm-hmm. The easement of it, right?
the ease. Yeah. How can it be
Yeah.
more easeful and um not so
Yeah, like why there is that
mired with
friction.
so many obstacles and friction
Yep.
and like, oh no, I can't because of this, and no, oh now I like there's so many obstacles to get to that place, even though I know once I'm there it feels so good to just surrender, but it
Uh-huh.
feels like there's just so many
Yeah.
obstacles to getting there
Yeah. And
in terms.
even in
Yeah.
being facilitated too, right?
Yeah.
Like when you know it's good to surrender into that pain, but it's like that friction of, oh, I don't want to.
Yeah.
So it encompasses that frequency of when you run into, yeah, that friction of I don't want that. I don't want to experience it. How do we ease into it? Because the gut feeling tells you, you know it's right though, to
Hmm.
let go for it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so many. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like when you mentally know, I know that's my freedom there, or I know that's my
Yeah.
joy and my purpose over there.
And you know it's good for me,
And I know it's good for
but
me.
don't want to ease into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just so fascinating. Well, we'll get into it more, see into what
Hmm.
is going on, but
Hmm.
um, I just feel like there's so much frustration that can come up
Yeah.
beforehand.
Hmm.
Mhm. And my question is, how can that gap between knowing
Hmm.
and surrendering,
Hmm.
how can we create a more like easeful transition?
Hmm. And we both know it deals with like safety ultimately, but it would be good to see how it transis how the transition of no, I don't feel safe to safety to ease into it. So what is that safety that's needed?
Something feels
To
right,
ease into it?
unsafe to ease into it.
Yeah,
Something feels like it's threatening to really
yeah.
go.
Uh-huh. So it's good to look into that too. Instead
Yeah,
of like forcing yourself
to just
to
go right.
take action when
Yeah,
'cause sometimes we know like, oh, I know it's in our gut to do it and it doesn't feel like I don't know, that resistance. So then you just force it and do it, which is also not healthy as well too.
so it's not about forcing yourself to do it, but
Even though you know it's good for you.
yeah, but
Yeah.
that all parts of you are on board with
Hmm.
yes.
Hmm. And that's such a smoother
Yeah,
experience and more
then just
gratifying experience.
right, then just being turning it into a now a should, or I have to, or you better
Yeah.
do it with threat.
Yep.
That's not, that doesn't feel easeful.
Yeah. Should we just dive into it?
Yeah, so we're
Okay.
thinking um we're gonna play out
Hmm. Parts
the
work.
the internal tug of war happening when you're kind of stuck in that place of
Hmm.
not feeling ease, surrendering
Hmm.
to doing the thing that you feel called towards,
Yeah.
right?
So,
So
yeah. So
so
I will take on the part that is, um, go for it. You know it's right. You know it's going to be good for us in the end. Like, go for it. It's almost like the higher perspective, like
yeah,
just go for it, right? It doesn't feel the resistance. It's just, we know it's going to be good. And then
Right.
you're taking on the part that's like, I
Just
know it, but I don't want to.
yeah, the resistance to going
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Ready?
Okay.
Okay. I, Sylvia, with my free will, take on the part of the collective that um, has no resistance to easing and taking action towards what is for the highest and best interest.
I, Kwonyin, take on the part of me and the collective that is in resistance to ease, in resistance to surrendering to what is being called from your soul, from what is being called to you to create, to really going for what you want.
It feels like this space of pain to see you because I see the pain of that suffering because it's uneasy for you. And I also feel that pain as well. Meaning, if you went for it, you would be in a much better place. And I know this is what you want because you're suffering because you're not going towards what it is that you want.
I'm hearing
So,
you.
yeah.
But some part just I I just feel like I want to be right that it's not like that I want to be right even though I know I do not feel good where I am. I feel just so tight. I feel so tight.
Wait, are you saying like you agree with me? Like you know that this is what you want, but you're saying you don't want to be, like you don't want to acknowledge that?
Like I know that something even how you're saying it and your energy, I know that I want to be in resonance with you
Yeah.
because like the way that your energy is, it feels that's not what I'm feeling right now. I feel so unpeaceful, like where I'm at.
Mm.
I'm not um,
So,
like I want to be in resonance with you, but I just feel can't.
so you're saying you want that too, but you just can't. Or
I feel
it,
like I can't,
yeah.
and I can feel that I uh, like it hurts because I can't be in resonance with peace.
So how does it feel when I come off like it's easy to do?
Oh,
And
it
then
hurts
for
me.
you, it's like not an easy thing to do.
It's you just keep reminding me about something in me that is so unable,
Oh,
like so inadequate. And then believing that makes me want to stubbornly stay here more because I just want to then prove myself right that I am unable.
so I see what you're doing. You, you want to hide the fact. So the you don't want anyone to see your pain of I can't get there. So when I say, oh, you can get it, it's triggering for you because it's a challenge for you to get it. And it's not easy for you. And it's
Oh,
you can't just easily surrender and say, yeah, I'll go get it. Because you're hiding the truth, which is, and every time you feel me or you see me, I trigger you of like your deep knowingness that no one may really even know. Maybe you might not even know either, of like this, the core pain of I can't do it easily like you.
and like it's just so painful to be so frustrated with myself.
Um, well, that makes sense. And every time I try to say, hey, you can get it too. If you keep trying, don't give up. You can get it. I see why that's a fucking trigger, because I just keep triggering you or like basically hurting you. Same thing as like hitting you or something like that is what it feels like, of like I can't. And do you feel forced in some sense of like,
Feels like insulting
yeah, that's a good one.
because for you it seems so easy. It's a short distance, but for me it's like jumping the Grand Canyon or something.
Yeah.
And I feel so disabled.
So it seems like you wouldn't even want to be around me because that
No.
would just be a trigger to you.
Mhm. But at the same time, I really want to
Like, know
transcend
how I
this.
do it or something like
Yeah,
that.
I really want that. In fact, that's the thing I want more than anything. I just want to, I don't want to be here, you know, but I feel like I have to. And so because I feel like I can't come out of here,
Mm.
I feel a little bit better by saying no. I like
Yeah.
just say no to you, no
Mm.
to what I want, because then at least I'm not a complete loser if I'm just saying I reject what I want. Then I have a little more power maybe. I
Yeah. It's your,
reject what I want than to feel like it's rejecting me
yeah. It's your
because I am so
protection.
inadequate.
Yeah. It's like your protection so that you don't also have to feel the truth of your pain.
Yeah.
Wow.
God, they're just
You are really not wanting to see the truth of your pain. And I feel like that's why it feels there, that's the friction. Because you too are also, and I'm not trying to say you're wrong or anything, but like to like say, no, I'm not going to do it, or, rebel against it. I'm not going to listen to you. And project that is so that you don't have to acknowledge it either. Because if you are living in the state of fully acknowledging where you're at, it'll just be like, I just can't. I wish I can, but I can't.
feel like I have to just keep myself really tight.
Mm.
somewhere to not feel, to not have to surrender or something.
Yeah. It is it because if you surrender easily, you're going to have to surrender to that belief which is true. I can't. You can, but I can't. And it loses the hope of the possibility that you can. Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay. So it seems like you've been living life not really seeing the truth. You've been only seeing the truth of one perspective.
Just that I can't.
Yeah, just from that
Somehow it's
perspective.
really hard just for me, not for anyone else. It just seems like hard for me because I just
Mhm.
don't have it. I
I
can't,
gotta,
missing some. I don't know what it is. Is it like courage or
you said you wanted to know how I do it, right?
yeah.
Do you
But
really want
even
to
when you
see the
said that,
truth?
I'm
Yeah,
like, even hearing how you do it, I feel like it's just gonna cause me more pain because even if I hear it, it won't apply to me because I can't, because I'm just different. I'm
yeah.
adequate.
But you're right, though. You can't. And it's going to be painful when you see the truth because you're going to see that you can't. And I'm not going to say, like, no, you can't. Like, I agree with you. You can't. You can't because you're only seeing one truth. And
I
as
know.
long as you
I just,
see just that one truth, you're everything you said is true. I'm not arguing with you. It is true.
yeah, I found it slightly relieving that you agreed with me that I can't,
Mm.
because it felt like finally you're kind of seeing that I
Yeah.
really can't.
Yeah. Yeah, you can.
I'm not just making it up.
No, you're not. And it's not a lie. I believe you. But it's going to take pain again to
So
see
what
truth.
perspective am I missing? You're talking about I'm just only seeing.
Well, I want to ask you, how badly do you want to see your truth?
Well, at this point, I'm like, fuck it.
Okay. So you're willing to go through whatever it takes to see the truth?
If it's gonna mean something different from where I'm at, because I just
Yes.
cannot. Like,
I
it just
can
completely
guarantee that for
is
you.
where I'm at. I hate this limbo, nothing happening place.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I want you to feel into, and this is going to be the painful part, but this will help you if you trust me on this and you're willing to, because quite frankly, in this moment right now, it's like I am your potential to see something different in the way that you want, or you could say no to me and it is your free will, but you know you're just going to be in the state that you're at. So are you willing to, like, are you giving me permission to, like, help you?
Yeah.
Okay. And I will be there with you every step of the way, okay? Feel into that pain of, I don't know how to do it easily like you. And I feel it for you too. So you're not alone.
You're so unfair.
Yeah. Remember what that feels like in your body, in your emotions, and in your mental state. And once you do, I want you to create the reality, your world, through that emotion, through that feeling state. What is the weather like? What are the buildings like? What kind of neighborhood? What does your reality look like? And what does it manifest through that feeling state?
Everything's gray. Buildings are gray. Everyone lives in a gray box, each by themselves. And I'm also gray.
So let's say you're walking through this neighborhood. Like, what do you see? What is your reality like in there?
Just alone in my own world.
Do you feel connected? Do you feel separated? Do you feel lonely? Like,
Disconnected, and I'm just scared of people. I'm scared of connection. I don't look at anyone. No one looks at me. I'm lonely.
when you walk through your environment, do things look easy for you?
Oh, I think I'm just numb. It's not easy nor hard. I'm just used to it. It's
So
life.
are you saying nothing really has meaning?
No, nothing has meaning. I don't see. There's no color. There's no joy. It's just monotonous existence. Just
Okay.
living, but not really alive.
Do you see how this feeling where you feel like I so can't have it easy for me? I don't know how to do it so easily. Just, oh, that thing is good for me. And okay, I'm going to go and surrender to it and experience it. It's the opposite. And when you said you feel like you can't ease into trusting and going for what you want, is this pain that you're feeling. And you're letting me know what your pain looks like when you described your environment. Do you see that what you feel on the inside is what you manifested in your environment on the outside? When I asked you to imagine your environment, do you see it's in a complete alignment?
Yeah, I'm trapped.
Yeah. So do you see that even on a sunny day, it's going to feel meaningless to you, useless? Even if you're surrounded by people, it's really meaningless and useless. Even if you see a beautiful building, it's going to look like a gray box. Do you see that this belief that you have is in alignment in creating, like, when you see through your eyes, this is what you see and feel from this perspective of belief?
Yeah.
So
It's like
even if,
almost reality that
yeah,
exists
yeah,
every day like this all the
yeah.
time.
So this is the reality. So of course, now I see when I say, look, it's easy, you can have it. It's like, how? Everywhere I look, everywhere I see, like it's impossible. So of course it's triggering when I say, oh, but I did it. You could do it too. So I see why you can't. You can't. Even if you want it, you can't. So I want to ask you this. This is the belief you took on, but I see that you don't like it. Is that true?
But hang on, I just had this like
Yeah.
talking, I was just like, I don't like it. But
Uh-huh.
then I just suddenly in this vision was like in this gray world, I was seeing how much I don't like it. But then I realized I just blend in with this reality. I'm part of this reality.
Yeah. You've
And
accepted it.
I've accepted this reality and even I'm gray,
Yes.
you know? And
Yeah.
then just like suddenly saw myself like wearing colors.
Yes.
And I'm like, I just became the environment too. But what if I was something different inside of this reality?
So what you're recognizing is your true desire, the truth of your true desire. When you
Yeah,
said you saw colors.
yeah. I was just seeing like
Mm-hmm.
yellow,
Mm-hmm.
pink, and red and orange. Yeah, just
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But like you said,
colorful garment.
even if you are aware of it, so it seems like you became aware of it. It feels like you lived that life for so long, you weren't even recognizing that you wanted to be all these colors. And it seems like you just recognized it. Is that true?
Yeah,
So that means you just became aware in this moment of how much you forgot about what you really wanted to experience. And the only thing that you like remember or know is what you see on the outside. Like, no, I can't, I can't, I can't. But do you see that even if you were to expose this color in this environment, you still can't?
yeah. What?
You can't, you can't have what you want in the environment that you're in.
Everything's still the same.
Yeah. So even if, and this was your past, this is how it all started, how you ended up in this space, because you actually were this colorful, like, being that wanted to experience all these colors. But then the environment you grew up in was this. Like, this is my personal truth, but you're not being appreciated with your personal truth. So it didn't feel safe. So you're like, I can, I can. But in that environment, you can't.
So now what?
So, but the thing is, that space that you're in is what saved you. And I see that you were protecting your true self because even though you weren't aware of it growing up, it was the way to protect your true self. But now, like in this connection with me, it's almost um like this is also a part of you. Like I am a part of you.
Well, where are you in this? What world do you
Outside
live
of that environment.
in? Okay, what is your environment
I already went ahead and started creating this foundation for you,
like? What is that?
which is you are safe and supported to be who you are and appreciated in your personal truth, in whatever that is. And the only way to experience this with me is to get out of that environment. But I understand it's going to be challenging. It's going to be hard. Why I know that is because I've been there too with you. I've been in that environment, where you're so used to that environment. And I'm here to say, oh, all you have to do is get out of that environment and you'll experience this. It could also be triggering again. But I want you to understand that this environment was given to you by people who didn't know what they didn't know. Their blind spots have created this environment for you. And you had no choice but to live in it growing up. Because you didn't know that you were powerful enough to create your own environment. But especially as a kid, it's like you can't survive without adults helping you grow up. So this environment is an accumulation that was built upon like other people's blind spots. And you bought into it. Do you see it?
See that this is just the only thing I've known,
Yeah.
but I know that I'm unhappy here.
You are what?
I know that I'm unhappy here
Yeah.
and something's missing, but it's all I know.
Yeah.
I do have to I do see something about I have to be willing to give something up
Yeah.
for change.
Yeah.
And I can't have both in a weird way. Like I'm trying to make things better here, but I'm
Yeah.
still
And it won't work there.
yeah, because I'm just still
Yeah.
here. I can't just
Yeah.
make it
Yeah.
work. I have to give something up
Yeah. Give
for the
something up
change.
that doesn't work for you.
I have to give up what's not working for me for
You,
change,
yeah.
for the change.
And when you give that something up that you're so used to, it can feel scary because you're basically entering into a space that's so not what you're used to. And that can feel scary. And it will feel like a risk. But
Yeah.
instead of trying to live your life in this space, protecting your true self, which was what was needed then. But you don't have to live the rest of your life like that because you've grown. And you have built basically your adult self has already created such a beautiful, safe space for you to create and to build your environment. So I want to ask you, what kind of environment do you want to live in? Remember when you said, I remember I'm full of colors. What does that make you feel?
Alive.
Did you say alive?
Alive. There's joy. There's things, interesting things to explore.
Okay. So
Feeling wonder.
I want you to take that feeling state as the dominant feeling state now. And I want you to create your outside reality. What do you see?
And that there's a lot of different secret places to explore.
Yeah.
A lot of different kinds of flowers and plants and different people to commune with.
And what kind of weather is it?
It's just cool and warm. There's like a breeze and the sun is warm and bright. Things are alive and growing.
So when you say alive, are you saying you feel connected?
Yeah.
Is there meaning?
Is there what?
Meaning.
I just feel like the meaning is to just be in awe and gratitude for being alive to experience this.
So it seems like what you're feeling on the inside is exactly what you're feeling on the outside. Is that true? I mean, what you're seeing on the outside.
There just seems to be, as much as I want to see and explore,
Yeah.
seen. I also feel welcome to be seen.
Oh, I see.
I feel welcoming of attention and be seen just as much as I'm curious to see and explore what's around me, people.
So do you see, if you're feeling that on the inside and you see that on the outside, do you see that that's perfect alignment?
It's like there's this thing, this feeling of I want to be part of this world.
Yeah.
Like, and I am here, this world.
So that means it seems like you want to contribute in keeping this world feeling and looking like this, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So what you're
I
paying
want
in
to
the
contribute
past,
my colors.
yeah,
I have this desire to contribute my colors to this colorful world.
yeah. And therefore you find meaning within yourself where you feel useful. And I think that's so beautiful. And I really believe you deserve that. And I want to tell you this. This is what you came here to contribute. This is your true desire, and you have every right to create it. In the past environment that you grew up in, or that environment of that feeling state, it was a struggle to see that and to help create that. And that pain, it was really painful in all negative ways because it kept hurting you. But in that pain was what was protecting your truest desire. It was your radar to say, don't forget your true desire, because this is not it. Don't forget your true desire. This is not it. That's why it's so painful. It's painful. It's painful. So do you see the double-edged sword with pain? The positive and the negative side to pain.
Was not letting me be, oh, I see. The thing that was not letting me be happy
Yeah,
in my unhappy world
yeah,
was trying to get me to keep hope and know that there is something else
yeah.
for me to experience,
Uh-huh,
something different from
uh-huh.
this reality where I thought this was the only place.
Yeah,
So unhappiness was serving me.
yeah. So it was a double-edged sword where like, I'm going to protect your pain by not letting you forget it, by feeling the pain.
Yeah, to try to motivate me to get me
Yeah,
across to what I
yeah.
really would really
Uh-huh. So now,
truly happy.
so now this is your choice. You can stay there as you always did in the past, or you can transform yourself and you can choose to change by experiencing what you just experienced with this colorful experience within you and in your external. But the way pain works now in this reality is when you're in perfect alignment with your desires, there is no pain, right? When you describe that reality, it wasn't painful, it was very gratifying, right?
It was pleasurable.
Yeah. So there's still going to be pain in life. What happens is, in that reality, it's very pleasurable. But how pain will help you is whenever you find yourself misaligned, because sometimes we cannot always be aware, we're going to run into our blind spots. So, in that life that you're like living that feels good to you, what pain is going to do is going to be a radar for you again. That when you experience pain, it's going to be like, oh, I'm not aligned to my truest desire. What is this? And basically, it's going to be a sign for you to be like, can you communicate with me? Something is not in alignment with our truest desire. And that's how pain is going to work for you in that reality. So I want to ask you, and you can take all the time you want, which do you choose for yourself?
To give what I have up, give up what I have for what I really want,
Yeah.
something different,
And that's where I live.
better.
do you see that you can have it too? Hello?
Seeing this thing about, yeah, giving up. I see my attachment to what I know, you know.
Oh,
Yeah, and but I really see my conscious self, like I want that there is also in the change,
yeah,
there's pain, even if it's for something better.
yeah.
Yeah,
So am I triggering to you now?
no, much less so, just because I see that it's my choice
Yeah,
to accept this pain for the change because I want the change.
yeah. And basically, like, I want like us to have this relationship where um I could also have my blind spots and you could have your blind spots, but keeping each other in check of like, oh wait, this is not in alignment. And I think if we do that, like we can help, like I want to help you too in building your environment. I don't want anyone knocking your environment down when it's such a beautiful one. So if you want to create that reality, then I want to support you in building that reality. So I want you to know you're not alone.
So much.
Do you feel complete, or is there?
I feel just more at peace with my acceptance, like accepting the change to make the change.
I see. So it seems like to ease yourself to accept change is to have a safe understanding. Is that true?
Yeah,
Where it's not against you,
yeah, that it's not
just,
against you, it's
yeah,
for,
just willing to see.
and um, even for like positive change, there's pain in there
Yeah,
somehow. There's that discomfort of change because I'm coming into a new world.
yeah. And it doesn't mean where I'm at, there is no pain. There is, but it's just um, the perspective is different on pain. It feels like an alarm of, oh, something's not in alignment. And it's just a way to find clarity, a safer understanding of what the misalignment is. And you have an easier time surrendering, even though it's painful. Because there is this trust of, oh, but I know that this is going to give me the clarity to help me build a better reality, a safer, loving reality for myself. I want to ask you, would you be willing or wanting to integrate with me to experience more of this transition to be smoother?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, me too.
I
I'm
realize
really
having a
grateful.
smooth transition is about feeling safe
Yeah,
inside, to feeling safe, being understood about my challenges.
yeah. And that's what basically we missed out on growing up. No one really being able to see that and help us do that. But not anymore.
See, that just makes all the difference.
Yeah, yeah,
And
I agree.
understood with like why it's challenging for me, why it's so hard for me.
Yeah. I feel complete with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I, Sylvia, with my free will, release myself from this part and give it back to the body. Yay! That was like, I feel like we just went on an express train. Yeah, yeah. Went somewhere really deep, really quick.
that world was so real. This like, yeah, of course it was real. The gray
Yeah,
world.
yeah, yeah.
It was just seeing like this like it's like literally it's just like the neighboring place was this completely different.
Yeah, you're so right.
I was just like,
Uh,
yeah,
and it's so true in reality too. Like you just like drive a few blocks down and it's like so like such a different contrast from like, yeah, a dangerous neighborhood to like a very safe neighborhood or something. Yeah. Right.
wow,
Well, I guess this was a good integration.
yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while, so I'm glad we did today.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you too. This was a good awareness.
Just keep moving through, feeling the safety and the change.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And like, oh, there's really a lot to learn from each other. Yeah, from these two polarities or contrast. All right. I guess we'll let everyone just process it for themselves in their own personal way.
Just be gentle
Yeah.
by the change. Yeah.
Hey, till
And
next time. Bye.